Very central to Leslie and deeply felt was support for Palestine. She was a trailblazer in her articulate and uncompromising condemnation of imperialism's use of LGBTQ rights as a tool to attack Palestinian and the Arab revolutionary struggle. This was recognized in an obituary in Electronic Intifada, which read, "Remembering Leslie Feinberg's revolutionary solidarity with Palestine." It was written by Che Gossett, a Black trans femme activist. The tagline is, "Leslie showed how queer and transness are weaponized as part of settler colonial logistics and imperialist ventures." A lot of this centered on a solidarity message Leslie gave in March 2007 in Haifa at the very first conference of Aswat, an organization of lesbian, bisexual, and intersexual Palestinians. The conference honored raising awareness in the Palestinian community regarding LGBTQ people and strove to create a space in Palestinian society for people to struggle on social issues as well as political ones. As a Lebanese American comrade of Leslie's, she asked me to be her US-based consultant on cultural and diplomatical issues that might arise. And we were in constant contact when she was in occupied Palestine. And it was a tightrope that she walked there. 2 Palestinian members of the Israeli parliament had spoken against the conference, and 20 women picketed outside, opposing same-sex love for religious reasons. And then Leslie had refused an invitation by Zionist lesbians to speak while she was in, quote, so-called, quote, Israel. And it was thought that they might crash the event because they were very angry. Under these difficult circumstances, Leslie gave a ringing talk on these complex issues, and it stands today, and I'd like to quote it. She began, "I was born into a Jewish family of factory workers 1 year after al-Nakba. I am with Palestinian liberation with every breath in my body, every muscle, and every sinew. From the Crusades to the 1948 Zionist occupation of Palestine, colonialism and imperialism have brutally imposed economic, military, and cultural domination. The British Mandate brought anti-sodomy laws to Palestine, a legacy that the Israeli occupation kept. The French Mandate brought anti-sodomy laws to Lebanon. Aswat is opening up a dialogue with your own people, in your own language, around your own culture, within your own history. A part of the struggle of the Palestinian people towards the liberation they so richly deserve. The discussion may not be an easy one. Profound and lasting transformation rarely is. But those of us who defend your right to self-determination and your sovereignty will defend the right of the Palestinian people to carry out this internal dialogue without Israeli or US interference or political manipulation. Today, there are some who would try to separate Aswat from the Palestinian struggle and only relate to you on the basis of a universal sexual identity. Colonialism and imperialism have always tried to foment conflicts in order to divide and conquer. Leslie quoted a Lebanese LGBT group, Halab. The rights of gays and lesbians, bisexuals, and transgenders should not be placed in competition with the long struggle of the Palestinian people including Palestinian LGBT people, for self-determination and for the right to return to their homelands. Leslie continued, the imperialists, the US to the Israelis, use the experience of women, of gays, of transgenders as a pretext for imperialist war. The white supremacist ideology replaces the colonial claim of, quote, bringing civilization, unquote, and the imperialist claim that they are, quote, bringing democracy, unquote. But Washington and Tel Aviv have brought ruthless, reactionary occupation to the Middle East. Today, the U.S. has made anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-woman rape and humiliation part of its science of torture and repression, from the U.S. torture camps in the imperialist-occupied Guantanamo, Cuba, to Abu Ghraib. The anti-war movement worldwide, particularly in the imperialist countries, needs to hear from your voice, Aswat. Leslie made it clear that she was only in so-called Israel to give her support to Aswat. She said, in support of the cultural boycott of Israel, I have turned down the request to speak at Tel Aviv University. I will not speak a word of Hebrew or Yiddish while I am here. I will not sign the Hebrew edition of Stonebush Blues. I already sent every penny of income I received from the Hebrew edition to Aswat. I will fight alongside you for every right, and I will be with you on the day that we tear down the colonial garrison state of Israel and Palestine is free.